host, Darlene Jenkins,
and Dr. Rita B. Rowland.
Dr. Rita B. Rowland, and we are your Financial Fair Friday team. So welcome, everyone. Of course, we're representing Affordable Benefit Solutions. And the Financial Fair Fridays, this is a webinar that we do every other Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're also broadcasting live simultaneously on Facebook. So welcome all of our Facebook participants. And what we do during Fair Friday is that we just pull back the curtains so that we can get an in-depth understanding of not only your federal benefits that you have and best retirement options, but we also give overall financial information on a myriad of topics. You can always go to our website, www.yourabsolutions.inc. Click on the Fed Friday link and look at all of our videos. And I just want to say, if it doesn't pop up, just refresh your browser and it will. But if you want to get on here live with us every other Friday, you can register for this event at www.ritabrolandevents.com. Of course, you can like us on Facebook at Your AB Solutions. Find us there and go on over to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up over there. You can look for us at ABS YouTube. So before we jump into this week's topic, I just want to let all of our people that are on here that are new, we do have some new viewers joining us for Financial Fair Friday. Everything that we go over is going to be really generic in approach. Why? Because we don't know every person's individual situation that joins us every other Friday, so we can't individualize to you. However, if you reach out to your Financial Fair Friday team or our other members at Affordable Benefit Solutions, we can customize all of the information that we're going to be going over with you. So please accept the information as general in context and just apply it where you feel it meets your needs. So thank you so much for understanding that. And as I said, the reason we started the whole Fed Friday series, the purpose is just to help you understand your benefits that you have, your money, specifically your money personality. Go back and watch that video if you have not, where we go over and break all of that down. Your spending habits, which is driven by your money personality. And then more importantly, Rita and I and those of us at Affordable Benefit Solutions, we want to offer support and solutions to enable you to reach your financial destination. So Rita? Okay, so this year's theme for 2019, our Financial Fair Friday theme is the year of the sacrifice. And what is a sacrifice? A sacrifice is an act of giving up something you value for the sake of something else regarded as important, more important, or worthy. That's making a sacrifice, right, Rita?
Absolutely.
So, here, you come on and we're going to switch places because we don't have our normal setup. So here we go.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about preparing for every phase of your life. And we just want to talk about, we just finished doing a few conference. I just left BIG yesterday, which stands for Blacks in Good Government. And so what we decided to do is to bring the conference to the DMV area. And if you're out of the area, we can also have you to see it through Zoom. So what we're going to do is bring all of these workshops to you. We're just going to talk about them today briefly. And then next time you will have a schedule. We'll post it on Facebook. We'll send it to all of our Zoom people that watch on Zoom. We'll send you an email blast. So you'll have
and it'll be on our website. So check the calendar on our website. You want to go to our website on a regular basis to get updates on different things that we're doing, because that's where we're posting all of our information will be on our website.
All right. So the first workshop for me is just having your credit and your debt management for financial freedom. So in this workshop, I really talk about how do we build your foundation to your wealth. And we're talking about fixing your credit, getting out of debt, understanding your budget and being on budget, and understanding, what's the difference between this type of savings account versus this type of an account. And we just talk about all facets of saving and preparing and having financial freedom, because when we think about planning, we plan from this pyramid effect. And at the base of that pyramid is savings and reserve. And many people during a shutdown, which is how this year theme came into be, is that people were calling us because they were missing work for 2 weeks and they wanted to withdraw from their policies or cash out their annuities because they didn't have a month worth of leave set aside. Actually, some people didn't even have it 2 weeks because many of us live paycheck to paycheck. So this whole course is just designed to help you reach your financial destination. The next class we're going to be teaching as well will be planning for your retirement. The whole purpose is how do you create this good life in retirement? One of the things I talk about a lot is that we prepare for a wedding, and some people prepare 2 years, a year. You go all out, you're tasting, you having food tasting, you looking at venue, you having, it's a whole show about say yes to the dress. You trying on all these different dresses, your bridesmaid, you got all of the favors and just so much to go into this 4 to 7 hour event. And that most people at the end of that event, they don't realize the real marriage is not that 7 hour event. It's the next 20, 30, 10 years, however long you make it. And preparing for that marriage sometimes determines the success of that marriage. Planning for your retirement is the exact same way. You can't just put in your date and say, I'm out of here. You have to actually prepare. So what we do in this workshop, we take you through the whole gamut of preparing, because it's not just about income. It's about where you're going to live, is your estate plan, is your health care, is your taxes. And so we've taken this workshop and doing a whole kind of like a holistic approach in this workshop. And then we break it down for retirees even more. And so we talk about,
tell them about the book.
Okay, so we have some books. I got one of them here. So somewhere in this bag, you know, y'all, when you travel, it's coming. But we have a few books. One about full Roth and 401k. We have one about the
millennials.
A book for the millennials, which I have that book, and then I have the new conversation for retirees, like understanding the difference. So it's important. So when we think about retirement, it talks about peak earnings and retirement years. We thank you for every phase, because everybody's phase, depending on what phase you're in, your planning is different. Things that you are concerned with when you're 50, you have a different concern when you're 70 and another concern when you're 80. And when you're starting to prepare for retirement, you have to prepare for all of those phases, because we don't know when we're going to die. And so because that date isn't determined by us, we have to assume that we could be here. And if you may just live to your 90, do you think it makes sense for you to prepare for that day and not leaving it up to your children, your nieces or nephew, or somebody else to take care of you? So it's the whole preparing process. Then, because we know that I don't know about y'all, if you was at this conference, the millennials have taken over the government. And it's important for me to educate them so that when they start to plan for their future, because their financial future is not ours, is not their grandparents. And the government has changed, planning for retirement has changed. Different vehicles are really not the best for them. So they're at a point that they can see something different than what me and your parents could see. And so we're teaching a whole workshop on millennials, and we're talking about the new rules of saving for retirement. Because as we know, their rules are not the same as our rules. So it's a whole process to teach the millennials. And because they're my heartbeats, I am starting a millennial financial and life coaching program. So if you're on this call, I have 4 slots left, and I'm starting it October the 17th. You can send me a message. You can email me. You can email me, go on our website, go to my Facebook page. But it's $49 a month, and this is just a trial cost. So after this cost, but it's going to include a webinar for financial and life coaching for 1 full year. Just in case you know, I am a certified life coach as well. You're going to have a one-on-one 45-minute consultation to strategize each month, because what I want to do is follow you through your success. I want to make sure that you're hitting all of your targets and you're doing everything that you had planned to do. It's my job to hold you accountable and help walk you through it. And it's not just about your finance, because what I've learned over my lifetime, money is normally a reflection of how I felt on the inside. So the whole life coaching program, we want to bring them two together so that your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit is in alignment with your finances. Because when they're not in alignment, we tend to spend based on how we feel and how we think. And so I want to make sure that we're thinking properly, we're feeling properly, and those things are in alignment for true success. And it comes with 3 books. My book, which is Understanding Your Federal Employee Benefits. So for my government employees, they will also get that book. You'll get the new rules from retirement, and you'll get a total transformation book that we'll go through each time. It's 12 sections, and we'll go over each section each month. You'll have homework, and it's truly exciting. You'll have access to a private Facebook page and so much more.
Yes. So if you're a millennial on this webinar or on Facebook or listening to us on the phone, she only has 4 slots left. So you want to jump on that. If you have a millennial in your life, you know, your children, family members, co-workers, you want to have them to reach out to Rita to take advantage of this, because once this beta launch is over, and she's giving it to you at $49 a month, this is a steep discount. It's going to be much more than what it is right now, and you're going to get life coaching and financial coaching. You're not going to get that anywhere else. These other comparable programs where you don't even have the one-on-one coach are 3 times this a month. So you want to tell your millennials to get in contact with Rita. We're going to have all of our contact information. If you know her contact information personally, you want to go ahead and hit her up right now.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Let's keep it going. Our next class is taxes in retirement, because what we don't realize, one of the biggest debt for retirees is not their mortgage, because y'all trying to pay that off early, and we'll talk about that too. But you know, it's not your charge card debt. It's really this debt that you're going to owe to the IRS, and understanding how taxes work in retirement, because your pension is taxed. Your Social Security could be taxed, and depending on what your income level is, it could be taxed at a different rate. Your retirement plans, your 401ks, if you have it, or your thrift saving in the traditional, that's 100% tax. If you have real estate, that's taxed at another place. If you have investment, you have a net investment surtax. So this workshop is designed to help you understand the different phases of your taxes. And most people don't realize that tax is going to be the thing that hurt retirees the most. And so we want to make sure you understand that, because this new world, guess what? They've taken away exemptions. They've done some changes. You got to make sure that you can change with the change, and that your taxes are not taking a hit. Guess what? Judge Learn Hand said it's not even our patriotic duty to pay more taxes than we have to. So we want to make sure that you understand that complex. And we have some handouts. So this whole workshop series is going to be great, because when you think about retirement for taxes, it's 4 phases. One is pre-retirement, and that's when you may be still working and you're paying into a system. Those taxes are different than early retirement between 60 and 70. Those are your go-go years. That's when you're still trying to go. You're working part-time, you volunteering, you traveling, you taking care of the grandkids. You're doing a whole bunch. You're still moving. Now, your middle retirement between 70 and 80, those are your go slow years. There's a new thing that comes up at that period. That's called RMDs. That's the required minimum distribution. And that's where many people are going to get hurt a lot, not understanding that process. And because many people are forced to take money that puts you in another tax bracket, then you take that money and invest it, that's tax. So now you're owing probably thousands more dollars a year, simply because you don't understand and you do not have a plan and a strategy for it. And those last retirement years, that late, at some point, as Darlene say, that no-go year, I mean, you crossing over the river at some point, you're going to leave another tax situation to your heir if it's not properly planned. So we just want to make sure that through every phase, and while you're working, whether you're 29 or 39 or 59, that you understand the process and you have a plan in place for it.
And when they come to this workshop.
Can you talk a little about it?
Oh, I apologize. And so when you come to this workshop also, you will be eligible to receive one of the books, or if you come in with us, and the top 10 IRA mistakes. That is going to be a must read, and it goes over these various phases and how to handle your TSP post-retirement.
Yes, and almost every workshop comes with a report. So we have a tax report we'll give you. We have retirement reports, income analysis, your Social Security report. What's the best age for you to take Social Security that works for you? If you got a problem with debt, we can help you come up with a schedule how to pay. So every workshop comes with its own report. And of course, healthcare and retirement, because most retirees are going broke and filing bankruptcy simply because they do not have a plan in place for healthcare. And so we want to make sure you understand that the challenges of healthcare costs in retirement is increasing. You work for the government or not, they said that the national health spending is projected to increase 5.6% from 2016 to 2025. And we know after 25, that tax law could change. It could be even higher than that. We're not dying anymore at 65. We're living. And so they say 7 out of 10 people over age 65 will need long-term care at some point in their lives. And if you've made a decision not to have long-term care, one of the things that Darlene talked a lot about in this course, and we talk about, is that can you at least let your children, whoever you've made a decision to take care of you, inform them that you have decided not to take care of yourself or your future and your health, and that you've left that up to them, and that they may have to quit their job or miss work or not pay for their kids' college plan or not fund their retirement because you made a decision to not take care of yourself, and then they're forced to do it. Let Francine rest in peace. I know for Darlene it's sensitive, and I know it's probably even hard for me to say it because she's here, but I want you to know she sacrificed so much, and today we're here. Her daughter is walking into college for the first time. But the last 2 years, it had her savings for that was sacrificed because Francine, Darlene's mother, made a decision to not get long-term care. But she also made a decision that Darlene would have to take care of her, not just in her mind, not just in her physical, not in her emotions, but also in her finance. So every aspect of her life was impacted because that decision for Francine wasn't for her to come up with a plan. Guess what? You love your kids, you love your nieces and nephews, you love whoever is going to be responsible for you. Make sure that you love them enough. If you're not going to put a plan in place, love them enough to tell them so that maybe they will put the plan in place for you. And guess what? Legislation is changing. They're looking at making sure that you're trying to make that you pay more in your premium. So if you work in the government, they're trying to make you pay. If you private, you already know you pay. I have clients that are paying $1,100 a month for healthcare, $500, $600. I'm a couple in retirement paying $1,100 for healthcare because they're not 65. If you work for the government, understand that you're really paying a little bit. The government's trying to make sure you increase that. And for FERS employees, they're thinking about it. It could change that they may not have a COLA. What if this comes into play? I know we may say that's not going to happen, but I would rather be proactive as opposed to reactive. So we're giving you information so that you can be proactive and not reactive. We also, the last workshop we're going to talk about is legacy planning, bridging the gap, discovering what's truly important for you. And this is another one of Darlene's heartbeats. And we talk about introducing you to the concept of a living legacy, addressing, guess what, your hopes, your fears, the motivation related to passing on your assets, your values, and your wealth to your heirs. See, sometimes we don't necessarily pass on money, but you may have some values that you want to pass on to your family. You may have some what's that word? Heirlooms. You know, I may mess up. Heirlooms that you may want to pass on. You know, my mother died when I was 11 years old, and my aunt gave me my mother's class ring from 1961. My niece wants that ring. I said she can't have it yet, but when I pass away or when I get older, it can't even really fit, but I'm going to give that to, see, that ring has been around since 1961, and it means a lot to me because it was my mother and I lost her at 11. My niece has never met her grandmother, but that ring means something. When she leaves, it could get passed to the or. That ring could go from generation to generation. They never met Jean, but that ring means something to us because part of us is in my mother. So it's not just money. It could be so much more that you could pass on to your heir. And discuss your estate planning option. Guess what? You don't want to disinherit your children because you married somebody else. And I'm okay, you in love, because me and my husband, he got kids before me. He don't want to disinherit his kids. I don't want to disinherit my niece and nephew. Not that we don't love each other's sides of the family, but there may be things you want to go to yours and not to your new husband and his kid. But if you don't have a plan in place, the last one dies, it dictates what side of the family gets the assets. So you want to make sure that that's it. And, you know, not just married, you don't want to leave all your stuff to your kid's name. and they go marry some fool, and now the fool decide to divorce them and take half of your assets because you put your stuff in their name. So having a plan in place to make sure and understanding how life insurance can cover you in estate plan. And we talk a lot about in life insurance and all of these. And just, I've been saying this all week, y'all. GoFundMe is not in a life insurance policy. So instead of going out to dinner, instead of going out to lunch, instead of buying shoes that you really don't need, going shopping for another pair of pants or a dress, take that $30, $40 and invest in yourself to make sure if something happened to you. I always tell my client the best plan when you pass away is the plan that's enforced, the policy, not the one that you was going to get, not the $1 million policy in your mind you want, but the one that's enforced. And if it's just $30,000 or $20,000, that means your family don't have to borrow anything from anybody. They don't have to have a GoFundMe account, and they don't have to have you sitting in the morgue for 5 or 6 weeks while they come up with the money to put you away. And trust me, if you don't have no money, normally the folks around you don't either. So make sure you have a plan in place. So in summary, we want to make sure that the series of workshops is designed for you to do something today that your future self will thank you tomorrow. And here at ABS and in your Financial Fed Friday team, our job is just to help educate you, because we believe once you're educated, and you'll then make your own wise decision, because your knowledge has changed, and knowledge is power. But applied knowledge is everything. So we can give you everything, but when you get it, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to be using this to help make preparation for yourself and your family and your generations to come in a better financial position, so that you can reach, as we say, your financial destination?
Absolutely.
So putting all of the pieces together, what's right for you? Everybody in this room is different. She is single with a daughter in college. I'm married with a husband. So what I plan for is different for her. We got 8 kids together. She got 1. So it's a whole new ball game. So we need to make sure planning for each one of you on this that's listening to us is different. So contact us today so we can map out a strategy to help you reach that destinations. Me, Darlene, Robert, Javon, and a few other people we have. And how can we help? Life planning, questions to help you imagine life in retirement. We have that workshop. What does that look like for you, and what are your plans for it? Guess what? I know y'all don't like the other B word. For us women, is for women, is another B word that we don't like, and we'll fight you for it. But this is the B word that we don't like, men and women, and it's called being on a budget. That word right there. But that word right there, you think about it, the government shut down for 5 or 6 weeks because their budget wasn't in alignment. They couldn't come up with what the numbers should look like. If your budget isn't in alignment, you're going to shut down just like the government. So it's critical that you have a budget that can map out what it looks like for you for the next year. We're just like the government. It may not be billions of dollars, it may be thousands of dollars, but whatever it is, you need to have a plan for it. We need to look at, we also can help you with rollovers, Roth conversions, making sure you have the right withdrawal plan, income plans, understanding your RMDs, and everything that relates to retirement planning and estate planning. And then, of course, we have some people that's on our team that can help you with investments. We have different financial products, and looking at taxes as a major part. We also do things for your real estate, life insurance, all of the 9 yards. So here's everything. We full service, so you don't have to go anywhere. Your ABS team, your Fed Friday team can take care of retirement planning, estate planning, life insurance, disability. These are the 2 things, like as much as we talk about retirement and insurance, all those things are really important to you. But it's 2 things that many people miss a lot. They miss disability insurance. So if you see my little mouse right here, so we have insurance on our house, we have insurance on our car, we have insurance on our health, we have insurance on our cell phone, we have insurance on our appliances in the house. But we don't have insurance on the paycheck that pays for the appliance, pays for the car, pays for the mortgage, pays for the cell phone. So not having a plan, if you get sick and hurt and can't work, who's going to pay for all those things and the insurance on them? So sometimes we have insurance on everything but the thing that we truly need. And when you're in retirement, the thing that most retirees go bankrupt for is because they don't have adequate extended health care. What is that? Having a long-term care, some catastrophic care in place, and that can wipe you out. What happened to Francine? Well, she was a government employee, getting a pension, had money saved, But because she didn't have a system in place, she had to use up all her money. And eventually she went broke and had to file bankruptcy. Is that accurate? Completely accurate. She had to file bankruptcy, not because she was trifling with her money, but when you don't have a plan in place, there's some other plan that will take place. And you have to be prepared for it. Credit and debt, as we just talked about it. So we do appreciate you. This is ABS. Here's our information. You have anything, Darlene?
We're excited. That's everything. Yes, we're just excited. So as I said before, please periodically check.
That's just our music.
Please periodically check our website. That's fine. Just take it off. Check our website at yourabsolutionsinc.com to make sure you are up to date on the workshops that we are presenting. So
all right.
Reach out to us when you come back. We'll be back on in 2 weeks, ready to roll, some, locked and loaded with some new information. And we're excited. I'm excited. It's move-in day here in Xavier, Louisiana. So I'm excited.
Excited. Me too, kinda, because I feel like I'm about to do a whole lot of work in the hot sun, lifting butt, but that's okay. It's for my godchild. So we just thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys, because we were late this morning, because honestly, confession is good for you. A client of mine texted me, said, Rita, I was about to log on. I was on Facebook and you wasn't there. Y'all not doing Fed Friday. I'm like, yeah, and it dawned on me. Oh my goodness, it's 10 o'clock East Coast time, it's 9 o'clock Central time. So we're a little late. So we had to rush, get somewhere, find an internet, get a computer. So we're here.
We made it, and you stuck with us, and we appreciate it. So, so we look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks. And when you come, bring one.
Anybody have any questions, anything? I know we're looking, hey, Ronnie, I don't know if I saw you, but that's okay. Hello, everybody. Hello to everybody on Facebook. Some people from Dallas. Thank you for joining us, coming from the conference. I actually have somebody here from Louisiana. We didn't just meet her. She gets on all the time. So we thank
Sheridan. Hey.
So we thank everybody. If you have any questions, no questions on Facebook?
No questions on Facebook. Thank all of our Facebook users.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate you tuning in again, and don't forget, check out our website. We'll post it on Facebook. If you're in our email list, we'll send that to you. And we do have a question, so you'll have a list of the workshops and the dates, and they will not be in the government facility. They'll be either in my office. I'm trying to find the question. Darlene, help me. I'm doing something wrong. It's a question. Okay, I gotta get used to her computer.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
Oh, hello. Okay, hello.
Thank you, Sheridan. Yes, you all enjoy the weekend. So I'm excited.
She's excited, y'all. She's gonna be crying all weekend. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for joy, but I'm really here for this big baby who's gonna be crying the whole time because her baby is out the nest. So y'all want the kids out the nest. When the kids about to get out the nest, y'all can't handle it.
No,
y'all trying to get the bird back in the nest. Jordan is ready to be free. So I'm here to help untie her mom arm from hers, from trying to hold on to her. Bye, y'all. I know y'all want to leave me. I don't want to leave y'all, but my baby downstairs waiting. So see y'all. Have a great one. Okay.
We're still on though. We gotta stop recording.
It is.